Hello and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw shadow read for this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new moon in Leo. I'm your reader, fellow Earth sign, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you may call me Mal. Hey, my bulls, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, we're doing a 7-card draw here. One card from 7 different decks. Let's see, we got 2 tarot, 2 healing systems, and 3 oracles to get you the clues, tips, and hints you need about a specific timeline. In this case, a waning moon read, hence the shadow work. We'll get there. I'll talk about that. This full moon in Aquarius on Friday, July 23rd, turn 37, oh my god, 10:37 p.m. Eastern Time, waning to the new moon in Leo on Sunday, August 8th. I know, the 8-8. I was around for the first one in the 90s. Thank you very much. And that's at 9:50 a.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, it's a general read. You know the rules. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to see what it is that you need. It is a what do I need read, asking the divine, hey, what do I need to let go of, to release, to whittle down, to wane, boop, 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 boop. Nothing like a visual, boop, 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 from full to new, as well as there could be a lot of forgiveness work, shadow work, right? Releasing the repressed conditioning, toxicity, pain, trauma, whatever, for this specific timeline. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and if you would like to book me for a private reading, I've been doing Zoom readings where you can record it on your end, or I can record it on my end and send you the link, then delete it once I know you have it. Or Facebook video call has been excellent quality, but can't record it. As well as I am doing face-to-faces. I've been making house calls, which has been lovely. I did, well, technically 2, but the first one was a mother-son duo, so that was lovely, right? So if you are local, I don't know that I want to read people in my house unless I know them for a very long time, you know, Virgo, that I am. But certainly if you want to reach out to me, you can do it through social media, Facebook, Mark Angelo Lyons, Holbrook, New York, at ProfWitch on Twitter, Mark Angelo Lyons on Instagram, and you can even try emailing me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com, but do give me a couple of days to a week because I get a lot of spam, and if it's your first time reaching out, usually that stuff goes to spam, so I got to sort through it, and you wouldn't believe, well, maybe you would believe how much spam is in my spam filter on the daily. So that being said, all I can ask from anyone watching any of my readings here is both feet on the floor if you can. Stay grounded here and now. Focus on your breath, if you will. Remember to breathe, and I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from my pantheons of the divine through these 7 decks of cards. Pretty good. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, and check out my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, on Kindle. Go preview it for free. You don't need Kindle. You just need the free Kindle app, which I think is wonderful. I didn't even know they did that until I had my book put up there. I think you'll dig it, and I dedicate it to my mom. So go check it out. Let's do this. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. Yeah, here we go. Downloading. Oh, here we go. I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, general assembly, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the heads of my beloved Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, that they need to alchemize from lead to gold to do the shadow work? This could be their archetype, their soul power that they're alchemizing. This could be somebody they're dealing with, a situation, some of that, all of that, holographically, so that they can really release what no longer serves. Shift their lead, the insulator, to gold, the conductor. This full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo, and you've got my favorite archetype. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I've got this puppy for a lifetime. The Hedonist, woo! Wild card family archetype. There are 9 families. The Hedonist is definitely the wild card. Now, I am 52 years old. Yes, I know, I don't look at thank you. I have a client who screams laughing every time I do that, so I'm going to keep doing that when it's appropriate, which is like never, but I'm going to do it anyway. The Hedonist archetype, I lived through the 80s, so the shadow side of this I am intimately familiar with. Pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. Indulges at the expense of others. Sure, I did that with a side of fries, thank you very much, but by walking the spiritual path, by doing my own healing, and really by doing both the psychological and spiritually oriented work of shadow work, shamanic descent and all of that, I really came to the light attribute, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself, because I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Now, words can't bring me down unless I'm doing it to myself, right? So I love this. This is so Dionysus for me. Like, my garden is part of my hedonism, that creativity, right? Really inspiring me. I've got Villa de Lyons clematis that just bloomed, and I just love, you know, I don't have a lot of garden space. I have a condo with a little cutout that I have a pot garden, which means a garden of things in pots. I'm not, you know, growing my own. And it really is. It just really helps me relax and rejuvenate. I dig it so much. Ain't nothing like being an earth sign. Yeah, we're the stable ones of the zodiac. Let's keep going. Healing with the Angels Oracle. Who are the angels you most need to work with, that you must call upon? People don't understand. Angels just don't pop in. They're waiting. Like, there's a law of cosmic non-intervention, sort of like the Prime Directive from Star Trek. The call has to come from us. So let's see which one is there for you. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my angels and archangels of Earth, the sign of Taurus, please, my Arielites, my Urielites, my Aureolites, powers of the North, right? Element of Earth, powers of the North, who are the perfect legion of healing angels for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading to call upon to help them heal. And this is the Healing with the Angels Oracle. This hedonist archetype in themselves, someone else, a situation, all of that, some of that. This full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. The healing angels of support. Now, this is a very classic picture. I have seen, I think this might be where the artwork originated. I'm sure if you've been around the New Age for a while, this is going back, wow, I think even to the early 90s. That idea of planet Earth, Earth sign, right? Supported by, in my take on this, the collective pantheons of guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, and healers, and all that jazz. But certainly this can be the healing angels of support, bringing you the support that you need to alchemize this, right? To really get into that place of, and what I'm getting here, celebrate the beauty in yourself. That's really hard to do until you actually see it, right? And acknowledge that your beauty is more than skin deep. The soul, the truth of who you are, is divine, immortal, eternal, birthless, deathless, guiltless, sinless, a player in a video game, right? But we so identify with the body, with the character that we play, that we forget who we are, but that's part of the game too, right? What's the point of remembering if you don't forget, right? What's the part of a spiritual awakening if you don't spiritually fall asleep? Yeah, families and conditioning and society don't do that, huh? So cool. Yeah, no, I mean, which means that there's support for your hedonism here in the light, or at least moving you towards that. So, your 8th chakra dynamic is the hedonist in some way, shape, or form. Daughters of the Moon Tarot is going to look at the next 4 chakras down. I do them in reverse: heart, throat, third eye, crown, so that this hedonist can have more of a clear pathway down into physical form. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the goddess Demeter, my goddess of earth in the sign of Taurus, please, one card in clarity for my beloved Taurian Bull collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading what's going on inside of them, inside of them, in their feminine energy, their personal level of power, their psychological, emotional, willpower, mental power, and spiritual power that they need to address, look at, alchemize, heal, embrace, what have you, to alchemize this hedonist with the healing angels of support. This full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo, and we have got the Strength card. So the grace of fortitude, the heart chakra grace, in my book Words of Grace, but I learned the touchstones for that from Carolyn Mace's Defy Gravity. Brilliant, brilliant book. The graces and the shadow passions, which are really the holy virtues and the deadly sins, but you take that as it resonates if you wanna. This is really saying to open your heart, that to celebrate the beauty in yourself. Well, regardless of what's going on in the body, how the body looks, or how you evaluate your beauty in that way, go deeper. Go deeper. Open your heart. That is your light. That is your truth. That is what it means to be the love that you truly are. Yeah, we look for love in the outside world. Wookapanub in all the wrong places. Comment if you know where that's from. Saturday Night Live in, I think, the 80s. We are really looking at great fortitude, great bravery, but hello, when do you need the Strength card, right? When you is a scared, when you're scared, right? To get, you know what? Let me give to myself the acknowledgement and the recognition that I want from other people, right? I want others to celebrate the beauty in myself, right? All right. So let's do this. Now, by the way, every time I get on camera, particularly in the summer, I shower, I shave, I make myself pretty. I don't necessarily shave every day. I have a special mud mask potion that I use for myself to keep those pores nice and tight, so that when I sweat, they kind of squirts out like that, right? I'm 52. I'm 52. I'll be 53 September 6th, Virgo baby. So, you know, it takes great courage to give yourself the love and to feel that love for yourself, to give yourself the love that only you can give you, right? Think about that. Feel about that. That's lovely. This is a cool read. But then again, well, if we're looking at courage, right? The cœur, the French word for the heart, well, the opposite of courage is cowardice. So, you know, there might be some real fear. Well, if I do that, will I become a total tyrant, maniac, narcissist? If you're watching my channel, probably not. Probably not. But, you know, something we all have to go through, because a narcissist would certainly indulge at the expense of others, right? So maybe you've done that in the past, and maybe it's time to kind of get, that's not who I am. That was never ultimately who you are. Nor was it ultimately who I was, but it was a stage I have to go through, right? No one's born a butterfly, right? Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. So, you know, you did a lot of eating as a caterpillar, most likely, and maybe you're going in to that cocoon phase to emerge as that butterfly, allowing your soul to express itself more, because there's more symbolic gold than lead in your equation. Let's see what this looks like from the outside looking in, or from the inside of you looking out. Root, sacrum, solar plexus, lower 3 chakras really completing the 8th chakra download here. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my gods of earth and the sign of Taurus, please, using the mythic tarot, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it they need to be aware of to help them alchemize this hedonist with the healing angels who support with great courage, bravery, and open heart, allowing their light to shine here? This full moon in Aquarius, waxing to new in Leo. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. I like the 3 of Wands. Here we see Jason and the Argonauts getting ready to take his journey to retrieve the golden fleece. And there's a king there offering his crown, his loyalty too. So as much as we can talk about waiting for ships to come in and all of that, that's not the vibe I'm getting here. It's about loyalty to yourself. This is about really pulling your energy in and saying, you know what? I've made the decision in the Two of Wands, and now I'm taking a step forward. Now, whatever it is you're trying to manifest in your life, certainly the shadow work here, it's not so very much an internal thing, but it's almost like saying, I have to look at my priority structure here in terms of what I want every morning. I learned this from a book called In the Meantime by Iyanla Vanzant. Yep, friend of Oprah. Iyanla fixed my life. Iyanla saved my ass. I love her. And it was written, I think, back in the 90s. And she said, we're all taught the loyalty structure of work first, then friends and family, then ourselves, then God, I'll say the divine. But she says that doesn't work because you burn out, right? Your priorities are out of order. She says God first, the divine first, right? Then you fill up your cup, then friends and family, then work. And that's exactly how I start my day, with God. Then I get my act together, I check my emails, I check in with people, say happy birthday on social media to my friends. I never post that stuff, I always do a private message. You know, kind of that. And then it's like, okay, let's do this. So it's literally working from the 8th chakra down into the root that way. So there may be a bit of a stepping back, a little bit of waiting for things on the outside to more connect with this in the inside. And I have to say, if this support isn't just physically supporting you, which it may be, this is about you really going and finding the support that is always there from your spirit team. I like that term, spirit team. I call them the pantheons of my divine, of the divine. Let's get you a healing mantra here. No bookie book with this one. I know these mantras enough. I've done them enough. The Matt Kahn healing mantra deck. We're saving the bookie book for the last card down, the Blessed Bee deck, which is really cool. So, the Ascended Masters, let's ask them. Like, already I'm not necessarily getting this is a soul contract thing. So we're just going to go with General Assembly and we'll see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Will you please? My Ascended Masters. Oh, I love you so much. My Ascended Masters been so helpful these past couple of weeks. One card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for my beloved Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading, who has really one of my favorite archetypes, the Hedonist, right? Healing that with the healing angels of support, with that open heart, bravery, courage, giving themselves the love that only they need to give them, with that Three of Wands. Perhaps really reprioritizing what's most important to them in terms of their intention, in terms of what they want, to maybe be loyal to themselves here. What's the perfect healing mantra to help them with that, please? This full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Libra. Dissolving judgments, I would think particularly of yourself. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. Doesn't that make sense, right? So if somebody's like, who dressed you today, right? Or whatever, casting their judgments upon you. Well, it's very, people say, oh, don't be so judgmental. And yet, I learned this from Matt Kahn. His YouTube channel is really amazing. He doesn't post as much as he used to. He's a Hay House author now. I'm cool with that. Blessed be, I like him. But he says, if we don't acknowledge that we have those judgments, we sometimes miss the deeper intuitive hit, right? So he says it's like this golden nugget of deep intuition, right? Like the soul really communicating with this thin veneer of ego judgment. But so if we don't let ourselves have the judgment and sit with it and get that, yes, it's our conditioning, it's just the ego doing its thing, but to give yourself the love that you want, maybe even judgments of yourself, you dissolve those judgments by saying, I don't have to like the judgments I make on myself in order to love my journey. And that's what this life is. It is a hero's journey. So it's okay to, go through the shadow side. How do you alchemize the shadow, the lead to gold? How do you do the shadow work unless you allow that stuff to come up? And boy, does that take bravery. And boy, does that need to be a priority for everyone on planet Earth, right? Because if you don't deal with the shadow, it possesses you in weak moments and you do toxic shit that you never would have done otherwise. And then you get together with a large group of people who haven't done the shadow work, and it just takes one person to take everyone to the lowest common denominator. It's been happening throughout time. So do understand, you can really love your journey. You can say, as a soul in a human body who's been identified with the externals rather than the truth of the heart that I really am, the love that I am, the divine being and form that I am, I can love that. I can give myself that and have the courage to then, and I really get this, inspire creative energy to embrace the good things in life, to enjoy your journey, to love your journey. This is like puzzle pieces clicking in. And then came the Whispers of Love Oracle, if you've been watching my channel for a while since I got this deck. From Mystic Moon in Saratoga Springs, going up there, I think second week in Saratoga to see my mom and my stepfather, Hera and Zeus, as I like to call them. This is the party turner. All of a sudden you're in a soulmate, romantic something or other. Well, let's see. Higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. No, that feels nice. All right, I like the energy of this. Please, the higher selves of all involved. One card in clarity for the Taurian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, higher selves. What is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, or insight they most need to help them alchemize this hedonist archetype with the healing angels of support, strength on the inner, 3 of wands on the outer, dissolving judgments, because they don't have to like what other people are doing in order to love themselves and love their journey. What's their whisper of love? This full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo. Actions speak loudly. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. And with the hedonist, there might be some variety in that, but I feel like this is not just self-care. This is about going out and enjoying yourself for you, to love you. Yesterday I had a client, a face-to-face client in Sayville. We went to, if you're familiar with Sayville, New York, then you know about the Labyrinth in Gillette Park. Well, we sat on one of the benches and it was just lovely. But I had some time, and I did my readings, I got them out on YouTube, and I just walked around Sayville because I used to work there. And it was just great. Like I got myself some new hair gel, right, at whatever the pharmacy store that is. I forget the name of it at the moment. It's changed names, Rite Aid, whatever it is, CVS. And I got myself my blonde iced venti skinny vanilla latte, right? And I just had a field day. So by the time, not a long field day, a field hour, met the client, spiritual counseling, had a wonderful time. So even in service, I really enjoyed the day. But I have been in my home for the past year and a half doing a lot of video reads with people. So it was just lovely. Like, I got out in the world today. So actions speak loudly. Don't hold back. Be wise with that hedonist archetype, but you do you. And if it's manicure, pedicure, facial massage, that's cool too. If only that was the way to total enlightenment. Pores so tight you're just squirting sweat. Great read. This feels really lovely for a shadow read, but you know, what's the fears? What's the lead that's going to rise up? Because love does bring up its opposite, which is fear. Thank you, A Course in Miracles. Let's get last card down with a bookie book. The mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empowered, called Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish. Well, didn't I say her name in the Aries read? Love her work. Now this one gives a brief description of the card and then the actual blessing, which I am going to read from the book and actually, I guess, channel the blessing as best as I can energetically. Remember, whenever you get a reading, or, you know, watch something of spiritual nature, sometimes not even that, the words float on top of the energy, right? So the words are just to keep the mind busy while the energy penetrates, particularly with a blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of gods and goddesses of all lineages, all traditions, all cultures as needed, please One card in clarity for my beloved Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading, which feels really voluptuous and delicious with that hedonist archetype here. What is the blessing you have already placed on this Taurus, watching this video, receiving this reading, to help them alchemize the hedonist, to inspire creative energy, to embrace the good things in life, celebrating the beauty in themselves with the healing angels of support, that strength, that courage, that fortitude in the heart, throat, third eye, crown, really heart there, with the Three of Wands on the outer, you know, really looking at their priorities in terms of their loyalties, what they're willing to wait for and what they're willing not to, and there's no need to wait when it comes to learning how to love yourself, dissolving judgments, getting that they don't have to like what anybody else is doing, to love their path, their journey, their life, and then to take action, because actions speak loudly, expressing their love through their actions, most likely to themselves, maybe beautifying their home in that way, really bringing a more luxurious second house life value, fixed earth richness and fertility into their environment. What's the blessing you place upon them this full moon in Aquarius to new moon in Leo? A blessing to lift sadness. This is now a shadow read. Well, it was all along, weren't it? Card number, what is that? Card number, is that a 30 or a 50? Oh, that fancy font. It's a 30. Well, I don't think there are 50 cards in the deck, are there? Nope. Okay, card number 30. Beautiful card. I get the sadness. I just want to show you, right? It's a cloaked woman. But look at that moth. That's not a butterfly. That's a moth, right? Don't let it chew your cloak. So there is definitely a thing of transformation here, and let's call that what it is. That comes as a result of shadow work, of alchemy. And you can do shadow work through the spiritual, the shamanic, you know, meditation, shmeditation. But there is also the psychological part of it, because the term shadow was originally coined, I believe, by Carl Jung. Just saying. He was pretty spiritual from what I understand. He said, I would rather be whole, W-H-O-L-E, than good. Isn't that cool? Love him. Probably one of my spirit guides. Please take a nice deep breath. Let me confer this blessing to the best of my ability. Use me. Great gods and goddesses, card number 30. A blessing to lift sadness. A blessing to lift the sadness that cloaks you, yet retrain your wisdom and lessons. Oh, okay. One more time. A blessing to lift the sadness that cloaks you, yet retain the wisdom and lesson it has come to teach you. And right there, it's acknowledging that you haven't done anything wrong here. It's all a lesson. It's everything is a lesson in this world. Sadness is a strange friend, a gloomy mist of feelings that moves through you slowly, softly stilling the growth and dampening the fire within. This makes sense with this reading. It can feel like a death, this farewell to joy, yet within its sorrow, there await for you great gifts. So when the time comes for sadness to move on, we ask for this blessing to allow it to slowly, softly lift from you. A diver who has been down deep beneath the oceans, and as you rise, may it be slow enough so you can adjust to the happiness that will begin to flower again in your heart. The Leo card there, the Strength card. May your breath become deeper, your smile begin to light up your face again. May your eyes widen and sparkle with the wonder of all that is about you. And may your limbs find joy in movement once again, taking action. May you rise, and with that rising, bring with you the teachings of the sadness that you have experienced, yet be free from the heaviness that has weighed you down so far below that you seemed apart from other people. May you rejoin others and find pleasure in company once again, and find solace in the sharing of your experiences. May you not hate the sorrow that came to stay a while, but know its presence brought you something holy, a lasting compassion for the suffering of others, and the sure knowledge that as you once went below, you shall surely rise. And if it comes to stay again, you will not fear its permanence, for it is temporary in its companionship, and you will again become a creature of gladness. To balance the time you have spent within the care of sorrowful knowledge, be blessed as the sadness lifts. And when that morning breaks and you feel light and glad, and laughness bubbles up from within, remember that the wheel turns, and take the joy and shine it out into the world. Your candle is relit, friend. It is time to brighten all who meet you with the presence of your light. Blessed be. I'm going to add to that Matt Kahn's first book, his Healing Mantra deck here. Whatever arises, love that. I think it's in that one. He talks about sadness as the sure sign that the ego is unraveling and being embraced. What's this word? Integrated into the soul. That is giving yourself the love, and that's not easy. So if you're carrying guilt from past shenanigans as a shadow hedonist, that could really block somebody from taking action on anything that might bring pleasure, right? But you don't have the monk nun here. You've got the hedonist. So let me put this all together for you in a blessing that all of them would like to give you. Please take a nice deep breath. One more. I just want to ground this a little bit more. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please may the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo, that they may dissolve their judgments, because they don't have to like the actions of others in order to enjoy their journey. So to reassess what it is that they really want, their loyalty structure, to put the divine first, then them, then everybody else, and then works in order to receive the blessing to lift sadness. Maybe it's not even just their own, but that for others, but who has not been through sadness in this world, particularly with a hedonist archetype alchemizing to the light, inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrating the beauty in themselves with great courage, with great strength, with great fortitude in their heart chakra, because it is a hero's journey, but that they can call upon the healing angels of support to support them physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually on all levels of the holistic model, so that their actions can speak loudly, that expressing their love through their actions blesses them in the giving as well as in the receiving. For as the Course in Miracles does say, to give and to receive are one in truth, for we are all one. And may this blessing to lift sadness help them not just see that, but feel that as they burst forth out into the world by this new moon and beyond, to take that Leo energy of that new moon and shine their light to full capacity for their well-being, for the well-being of those in their lives, and ultimately for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Aww. It was a good one. Really lovely read. But, you know, we all, sadness visits. And if you can get, like, okay, this sadness is something I have to go through because it's teaching me something. Something is being released over a waning moon period, which is certainly what this read is about. So if you want to go deeper, spiritual counseling or reading or both, you know how to find me. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail. Check out my book, Words of Grace, though. I mean, because it's got a whole chapter about shadow work in there, though it is broken down by a chakra chapter. You might find that handy. $9.99 USD on Kindle. Go check out, just go read the preview. Just go look at the free preview. Read the dedication I made to my mother, and I cannot wait to see her. Her birthday is on Monday the 18th. My Cancerian Krabby Crab mom. Otherwise, thank you so much. Oh, like, subscribe, and all that jazz if you want. My numbers seem to be stuck at 1900. Don't care why anymore. But if you would like to subscribe, greatly appreciated. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo, July into August 2021. My bulls, hell, farewell and blessed, blessed be.